welcome to the third episode of Browns Lab. With the star of our show, Peanut, the Browns Labrador Retriever Browns fan, and the host of the show, Aaron. All right, we got the first week of preseason football for the Browns. They had a fantastic game against the Green Bay Packers. Pulled out a win. It was awesome to see. One of the really cool things. Was to see the offense play. The starters played the whole first quarter for both teams, and it was really cool to see the Browns compete with the Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers and pull off a victory. It was really cool. Colt McCoy was 9 for 10, and 135 yards and a touchdown, which is fantastic for the preseason. And it was literally one quarter, barely over one quarter. He played a little bit of the second quarter. Led 2 touchdown drives, threw a touchdown pass to Josh Cribbs. They were really on their game, so it was really cool to see. One of the things you unfortunately got to remember that it was just preseason practice game, and so they're still not really. The Packers were a much more difficult team to play them for 4 quarters instead of 1. And then of course Jake Delhomme last year, the Browns quarterback, looked really good in the preseason, and he was not good during the games. He played pretty bad. So hopefully Colt McCoy will not play like that, and that he'll continue just thriving the West Coast offense, the precise passing that he's so good at, and hopefully we'll have a great year. All right, we're gonna answer a couple questions. Adonis Khan surfed in from the internet and caught our Browns Lab on YouTube, and he had a question. He basically talked about how the rest of the teams in our division, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Steelers, were getting a lot more press on what was going on than the Browns were. And he basically states the question: why does the media hate on the Browns, and will they be better this season? All right. More or less, the reason why the media hates the Browns is because they always lose. There's not really any long and short of that. No, but because they've had some pretty bad years. They literally only had, probably in the past 10 years, maybe 2 years where they played really good. 1 year they made the playoffs, and the other year they got really close. And that was the last year with Romeo Crennel. When they had Braylon Edwards and Derek Anderson and Kellen Winslow, they played so well that they had a 10-6 record, and that was actually the most media coverage I've ever seen them have of the Browns was when they had 10-6. So, long story short, you win a lot, you'll get more media coverage, and because the Browns, haven't been winning lately. They have not been having as much media coverage. Actually, already since the last preseason game, they've had a lot more coverage about the Browns because they played so good against the Packers last week, and including Colt McCoy in the offense. Because they played so well, they had a lot of coverage already. And I do believe the Browns will be better this year due to the schedule. They have much better offensive strategy and coaching than they had in the past, as well as some young, hungry players. So. I think they will be better. All right. Next question. This comes from Amanda in DC. She's a Browns fan. Excuse me, a Browns fan. Browns flan. She eats flan in DC. No, she's a Browns fan living in the District of Columbia. So she writes. It says, "What do you think the Browns' biggest asset will be this season, and how will that differ from previous seasons?" I think the biggest thing, as I kind of mentioned a second ago, is one, the coaching. I think the coaching is much better this year. I think Eric McGee was an okay coach, but he was definitely a better defensive coach. But our coach this year is a very good offensive coach. Pat Shurmur runs a really good West Coast offense and everything. So their offensive strategy is way better. And I think they have a lot of young, hungry players. They're just really, just kind of a lot of players with a lot of potential, and they're starting to kind of play to that potential that they have. So it'll be really cool to see that, and hopefully it will go really well for them. The better the offense does, the more it helps out the defense. Like I said, it was past coach Eric McGee. I think he had good defense, and defensive coordinator was Rob Ryan, but because the defense was on the field the entire game because the offense sucked so bad they could barely play, They'd only be on the field for like 2 minutes at a time before they had to kick the ball to the other team because they suck so bad. Because that was the case a lot of times, the defenses would just get worn down in the season. And some of the games where the Browns were able to keep the ball the longest, the defense played the best. So, all right, and Amanda actually had another question too, and this has to do with Peanut here. She asked Peanut. She says, "Where do you get your super cute outfits?" All right, so Peanut rocking his Browns thing. Let me. Is it okay if I answer this one for you? All right. Peanut has very, very good fashion, and I actually borrow all of my my outfits I wear from him because of his good fashion. This is actually his Kevin Johnson jersey, the wide receiver, 1,000-yard wide receiver for the Browns, circa 1999. So he's such a cool, fashionable guy that he just has a sweet wardrobe like that. He's a cool guy. So, all right, we're actually going to have one more special guest with us today on Browns Lab, and I'm excited to bring on to the show. This is Asher. It was his first Browns season, and he actually got to go to Browns training camp last week, and he loved it, and he's a little bit sleepy now, but he had a good time and everything. He's a Browns fan in the making here. Asher, what was your favorite thing about going to Browns training camp this week? He said it was going with his super cool daddy to the training camp, and so that was it. So he's excited for his first Browns season. He hopes it's a winning one here. So. All right, so that will be mostly it for Browns Lab this time. One more thing, we're gonna do a couple shout outs to 216 Cleve Browns and Dogs Bite 216, some of our new YouTube subscribers. If you want to shout out for next time, subscribe to us on YouTube. And once again, if you have any other questions that you want on the next Browns Lab, go ahead and brownslab@yahoo.com, or you can just go ahead in the comment sections of the YouTube videos. You can go ahead and comment on those, and we'll feature your question in the next Browns Lab. So, all right, thank you.